Alright guys, I am so close to the camera. I'm once again, like, making this work. Like, so what happens when you travel? I'm so committed to getting these videos done, I'm just doing them anyway. And while I'm being eaten by mosquitoes. Right, quickly. This is just a video about letting go of your desires, right? So sometimes when you have a desire and it doesn't manifest and you think, it's been some time now, I'm just going to let go of that desire. I don't think that that's going to happen anymore. It was lovely when I was younger. I dreamt of being an artist, or I dreamt of, owning my own business, or I dreamt of finding love, or whatever it is, but it hasn't manifested. It's obviously not meant for me. No, that is not accurate. It is meant for you. If you have a desire, it is 100% meant for you. It comes from a source, and that is just for you. And when you have a desire, you have, what does Abraham say, the wherewithal to manifest that desire, right? And when you ask for something, it is done. So all you need to do is align with that desire. But trust me, I know, man, like sometimes the alignment takes some time. and it's easy to sometimes lose hope or motivation to keep focused on that desire. But man, I'm telling you, if you don't accomplish that desire and attract that desire, it will gnaw at your ankles like those bastard mosquitoes that are eating me at the moment. Let me give you a quick example, okay? So when I moved to Australia about 12 years ago, somewhere right there, I really wanted to live in Sydney Bondi Beach, right? I have watched Bondi Rescue, the program where the lifeguards rescue people drowning, and I remember thinking, this looks like my kind of place. It's fun, it's vibey, it's full of beautiful people. I want to live there. And we moved to Australia, and then when we were in Sydney, because we lived in a few places in Australia, it just never happened. Like, there was always like, oh, it's not practical, it's not affordable, wada, and it just didn't happen. And no matter where I lived in Sydney, and even though I did my best to really enjoy where I lived, it was still not Bondi, and it gnawed at me so much. It was not Bondi Beach. And sometimes we looked at Manly, or we looked at different beaches, and every time I was like, no, it has to be Bondi. And then I created some change in my life, and there was an opportunity for me to move to Bondi, and I was like, now I am moving to Bondi. And I did, and it was the best thing ever. It was just as awesome as I imagined it. I used to get up in the morning, I used to skip to the beach, which is only like a 5-10 minute walk from where I lived. I was surrounded by beautiful people. Like, honestly, people in Bondi exercise like crazy. They are all chiseled, and I just love being in that environment. Now, I'm not going to spend 10 hours at the gym to get that body, but I certainly appreciate having those people around me. And it was so vibey, and it was affluent. So there was these amazing people around, you having amazing conversations with people in the street about business and opportunity, and even meeting like old surfers who used to surf at Bondi when it was a shithole, and it was a melting pot. And then you had the Botox Barbies, and you had the fitness fanatics, and you just had the plebs, and and I just loved it. And I only stayed there for a few months, not long, but now that I've been there, I feel so satisfied and so at ease, and I just knew that was the place for me, and I was right. And I tell you, if I had left Australia to move overseas, which is the intention, and if I hadn't lived at Bondi before that, that would have been a regret of mine for forever, because that desire for me was so strong that if I hadn't made that happen, then I would have been very disappointed about that. And the way it sort of happened, I was sort of looking for places. And, Bondi is it's an affluent area, and it's a very sought after area. So the property there is quite it is pricey, right? So I live in a house. I don't do apartments, and because I have a dog too, right? So I was looking around and looking around, and the first place I looked at when I was looking around, I was like, oh yeah, this could be the place. Like, it was great. It was a big house, beautiful outside area. It had a fish pond. It was very zen, and I loved it. And but then I was like, okay, well, it is a bit above budget at the moment, so let me go and shop around. And no matter where I went and what I looked at, I was like, nah, this is not gonna fly. Like, this doesn't work, right? And then I went back, and after going around, I went back to the original house, right, which was fantastic. Like, it was so great, and I so as I said, loved living there. So if you're losing hope, if your desire will manifest, and you want to let it go, I encourage you to let go of resistance rather than your desire. Rather look at the process. And if you don't know the process, please go and download my ebook called Become a Powerful Manifester. And I talk about the process there, and the pitfalls, and how to overcome them. Please go and look at that. And what I have really done in the book is I've looked at where the pitfalls are, where you could be falling down in the process, right? So it's like, the process is simple: ask, believe, receive. Simple as, right? Not when you add emotion and shit in there, right? So I've identified where you could be falling down and not following the process properly, and how to get out of that situation. And everything I put in that book is from my own experience or from someone I know directly. So this is like, I'm not just sprouting theory in this book. I've really worked through this stuff myself, and I've really documented it in this book, because my intention is really to give you a tool. So when you do feel like, fuck me, this is not working, why is this not working, that you have someone to turn to and go, okay, this could be happening, let me change my strategy here, right? My greatest desire for you is that you live a life of passion. And I think for me, the life of passion is a life when you genuinely do what makes you happy, when you feel excited every day to wake up, doing this videos makes me happy. I'm always, I've had 2 friends say to me now, it's so great to hear your voice, it's so great to hear your wisdom and in your own voice, and that's because I'm passionate about it, and I love it, and you can tell by my videos how excited I get. And I'm only talking to myself, really. But when I see myself in looking back at me, because I'm selfie thing, I actually see you and the other millions of people enjoying these videos. So find that thing that makes your heart sing. Follow that desire that makes your heart sing, and just keep going over the process. Just keep refining, and find some support, guys. Like, find some support. Like, so where do I go with this? Like, where do I want to say, like, support's really important. Like, to have people who support you in whatever you do, and people who are aligned with co-creating with you, and that's really important. But if you don't have those people in your life, don't let that be a stumbling block. Like, I've chosen at the moment to be independent in what I'm creating, and I've purposely chosen that because I'm at that stage now where I'm like, I know what I want to create, and I don't want other people's influence in that. And because I'm still like it's just I'm tithering. Like it's hard to explain. Like I'm not fully aligned yet with believing in the manifestation of my desire, that I am very cautious with sharing that, because I want to be protective of my vibration. And so I don't know if that makes any sense to you. Don't know if it makes any sense to me, to be honest. But look, if you don't have people to support you in that, just keep finding positive influences, looking online, reading stories online of people who've achieved what you want to achieve, following people who are doing what you want to do, hearing their stories, listening to their thought processes. Just learn that way as well if you don't have people directly in your life that can help you with that. Yeah. So again, don't ask how can I let go of my desire, ask how can I let go of my resistance, because once you let go of the resistance I've got ants now. What is going on? Once you let go of the resistance, the manifestation does come, right? So I trust that is helpful to you. I am going to get out of here because I am being eaten by every bug in this park. Sending you lots of love. Mwah. Ciao.